that are doing that.
Sure.
No, that's not.
That
I don't
you
know
feel
if-
like you've been wronged by, myself included.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if you know this, but if you're pro-Palestine, it doesn't absolve you of criticism. That's something that you guys keep harping on.
Never,
I
never
think
said
my
that,
coverage?
and I don't think that's the case. I don't think that is the case.
Okay. Do you think my coverage has been like totally balanced? I would say no. I've obviously given less time to the Palestinian perspective, and I think the reason for that is simply that.
No, not just the Palestinian perspective, Ethan.
Nope.
I think that
For
rather
sure.
than talking about that issue in and of itself, rather than talking about the genocide itself, every time you have
Hassan, I'm answering your question.
Every time you've talked about Israel-Palestine, it almost always revolved around
I was going to tell you
Well,
why.
because
Do you
they
want
were
to ask me
harassing
answer?
personal vendettas that you have experienced
I was
from
gonna explain
pro-Palestine
What's
that.
wrong with
creators.
that?
Okay. Would you like me to? You asked me a question, so I'm going to answer
Yeah.
it. The reason
Go
for
ahead.
that being
Oh,
is
shit.
that I feel like I'm responding to a lot of bullshit that's been passed my way ever since leftovers
Exactly.
ended, starting from you and your community. Now, that's my answer to that. Now, let me ask you about this. This sword has a Nazi swastika hilt.
Okay.
Do you disagree? What's funny about that?
I think it's funny because you've made this a major point of contention. That's why I think it's funny.
It's a swastika,
Is it or
not?
not?
Yeah, it's a sword that is a bleach sword, as you know already, that has a hilt that has a Japanese manji sign on it. But yes, it does look like a swastika, as I've also noticed and talked about on numerous occasions that you brought forward. On
Yeah,
your
yeah. Of course,
podcast
you're
already.
conceding that because we
when I-
fished this
I
up. But
made fun of, this is when I made fun of, I believe it was Alexa that,
Okay.
that grabbed it, and I said, "Oh, you immediately go over the swastika one." Yeah, exactly. Do you think? Do
Yeah.
You,
Anyway, my
do you
point
think
is,
that-
Hassan, if I can continue my point, is that you knew it was a swastika sword. So why, what is this? So, I mean, why did you guys choose to pose with this sword?
I think that Ian is
Answer that.
framing
Why
this.
was the
I'm
choice
gonna-
made for this
Ethan,
sword?
I'm gonna
He's
gently
framing it so that he looks like he's
explain this to you.
fucking anti-Semitic,
Not a
bro.
swastika, but regardless,
Do you
That's
think
just
it looks like a
hilarious.
swastika?
I did not make this editorial decision. I wasn't even.
Do you
was I
think,
in
do
the-
you
I
think
don't
it's
I was in the
reasonable to
photo.
perceive that as a swastika?
Ethan?
Answer the
I
question.
was
Is it,
not-
is it
That shit
reasonable
kind of
to
look like a
I don't think it's deliberate
swastika.
decision
Okay,
that,
well-
iDubbbz made, but I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know his
well,
mind.
Hassan, they're your swords, and according to the New York Times article, there was 10 options. So what's the chances that they chose the swastika one? That seems pretty
Well,
slim.
that'd be 10%.
Well,
You have 10
considering
swords,
that
don't
I
you?
had
10%.
The week prior to that, I believe. I don't know the exact timeline. I don't really remember when they shot this, but I had the sword out because I was doing an Assassin's Creed promo. Do you feel like if I thought it was like genuinely a swastika sword, I would use it in an Assassin's Creed promo shot?
Yes. That's what we call a dog whistle, Hassan. And what you're doing is gaslighting somebody. You made a video.
You think I'm- you
Let
think
me
I'm
make a
dog
point
whistling
here,
with
Hassan,
the-
because you're the king of microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minority
This is
groups.
true.
Right? So
is
you
true.
made a video.
This is
You
true.
participated in a video.
Oh, here we go.
Accusing
Okay,
a Jewish.
wait,
Let me
hold on.
finish my
No,
point,
I'm gonna let
Hassan.
you finish that.
No,
I'm gonna let
no.
you ask. Can I
You are
just
making
say-
a video
can I
accusing
just
a
ask you
Jewish
again?
man
Oh my
of
fucking
exaggerating
God.
anti-Semitism
You think I used
while
a-
exhibiting the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. Do
Oh,
you not see this
jeez.
as a problem? Or at
Wait,
least,
Ethan,
am I
I couldn't
insane
hear
for thinking
anything
this
you
is
said.
odd?
Wow.
Ethan, take a deep breath.
Answer the
Okay.
question. I don't need
Take a
you to
deep breath.
console me.
I didn't even hear your question. I need you to.
Well,
I
you
need
should try
to answer
listening instead of
something.
speaking.
I'm just looking
Bro.
for clarification here. Do you think that I deliberately
Yes.
Oh
was
my
using a
God.
dog whistle in an
Yes.
Assassin's Creed promo, or that it was a cool sword that was laying around because it's the only long sword that I have?
By the
You
way,
have 10 swords.
I don't think that
I know,
they
they're
chose
heavy.
it because
That's
the
not a real
swastika.
sword.
So you-
I don't think so.
Oh, yes, I'm aware that it's not a real sword, but
But
you
this
had
is
10
really
to choose
funny.
from. What does it matter how much they weigh?
Yeah, the
You
other
do-
I
ones
do,
are
that's fine.
heavy.
That's
Let
just
me
my
paint a
opinion.
scenario.
Waving that
Let
shit
me
around.
paint, Hassan, let me paint a scenario for you, okay? Listen, okay? This is important. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism. You exhibited in that video the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. 1 out of 10 of your swords that you have previously already stated you know is the, quote, swastika sword. So am I insane for even, you're treating me like I'm insane for bringing this up, but it sounds pretty reasonable.
I mean, it's a little insane.
So
yes.
yeah, microaggressions
Because-
just don't
because you're
exist for
asking me-
Jewish
you're-
people.
You're asking me why iDubbbz.
It's
Oh,
your
shit.
sword, bro. I don't
decision,
believe that you
and
weren't
I'm
there.
not iDubbbz.
You were
and
there,
I
bro. It's in
don't
your
know
fucking
how
house.
I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me.
Because
why
it's
iDubbbz
your
shows
house
that.
and your sword.
But I also
Who's
but I
winning
also,
somehow?
But I
We
also
are.
gave you what my speculation is.
We are.
And that is that
It was just
it's
a
most
cosmic
likely because
chance.
I had
Okay.
previously had it laying around because I had just done an Assassin's Creed promo.
Okay, if you say so. So if it's a cosmic fluke, which you claim, then why leave the photo up?
I'm not even in the photo. I don't
I
think,
know, it's
right?
in your
Am I
room,
even
though,
in
and
the-
with your sword. Why leave the photo up if it's a cosmic fluke?
Wait, why are you asking me this question? I don't know. I'm not. Ethan.
I'm sorry,
I am
Hassan.
not
Are you
iDubbbz.
unable to make value judgments on situations? Like, isn't that what you do for a living? Do you think that
I don't
iDubbbz
think-
should have removed?
I don't think it's relevant or that big of a deal at all. If that's what you're trying to get out of me, like, yeah, I think it's not.
Okay, so you're
It's
telling a
what you
Jewish
are
man who's
perceiving.
complaining about a very
And
odd
also,
coincidence
can I just?
that I'm crazy
Oh,
and
he's
I'm
making
exaggerating.
sound like a
Ethan, can we?
bitch.
Okay, you got me. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, you got me.
Listen to
I put a swastika in the video calling you out for exaggerating
No, that's not what I'm
anti-Semitism.
saying.
You
I
got
didn't
me.
do that.
Oh my
Yes, you did.
god.
You literally
Ethan,
did.
I didn't do that.
Okay, laugh
But
about it.
again,
Go on.
it's
How
not a
is this so
swastika.
good?
And
Then
I
why
don't
should
even
you leave
think
it
you
up?
have that much of an issue with swastikas, considering you drew one
Wow.
on PewDiePie.
I'm a Jewish man, you fucking moron.
Oh.
Oh,
I didn't realize
is
the
anyone in
Nazis
that
only
room
killed
Jewish?
Jews.
Is anyone
what
in that room?
happened?
Did I draw
Do the Nazis only
swastika
kill
one
Jews,
time
Ethan?
on?
Do you think that Jews have an exclusivity agreement with like being offended or not offended by Nazi imagery? You've done a Sig Heil
Don't be-
approximately what 50
Why
times?
did I
That's
do a
it?
Sig Heil?
Only
Why did I do a
50?
Sig Heil?
I don't know.
Because
a
because you
question
only
we are
watch
all
clips on Twitter.
wondering.
I was making fun of Elon Musk and trying to see if it was valid or not.
Oh, thank you.
And by the way, as a Jewish man, are
clarifying.
you going
My
to tell
bad.
black people not to use the N-word?
Wait, what?
Are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word because it offends you?
Oh my god.
Do you think this is an apt comparison?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. I mean,
So
it's
you
it is.
think
my-
that being able to draw the SWAT.
Millions of fucking Jewish people dying in gas chambers might be pretty similar to the N-word. I'm just saying.
Comparison, by the way. It is.
I mean, it literally is.
It's a
swastika.
pretty good comparison. I'm just saying. I
You
think
see the
so.
swords in your background. Why didn't you choose one of those ones?
I didn't choose the sword, Ethan.
I don't believe you.
Do you think this is a productive use of our time?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, please
So
go.
anyway, you say it was a weird
Yes.
cosmic fluke. Personally, if I think it was a weird cosmic fluke, you say basically it's not a swastika. The difference between the Hindu symbol and
But it's not.
okay, right. The difference between the Hindu symbol
What
and
you
the
drew on
Nazi
PewDiePie
I've
swastika.
got to use the
was a
bathroom, but I
swastika.
cannot
I'll finish
get up.
what I said.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm a Jewish man. I did a
All right,
swastika,
cool.
a tasteless
I'm
joke
just
on
making sure. Okay,
iDubbbz
so you
shirt
can-
10 years ago. You
Yeah.
said this is the swastika sword, and you keep
Oh,
it in your
God.
house and you use it and pose it in photos, attacking a Jewish man. The fact that you
No,
can't
I
even
I
concede that
jokingly
looks
referred
bad.
to it as looking like a swastika when my
So-
friend picked it up.
So let
if
me.
I genuinely thought it was a swastika memorabilia, do you think I would keep it in my house?
Oh, dude, you're being so obtuse. I know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika also. Because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference. If you ask a Hindu person, would they walk around with a swastika sign?
Wait, so you know it?
fuck
so you
no,
know it's
they
not
know
a
that
swastika,
looks
but
like
you
a
keep calling it a
swastika.
swastika
Okay.
sword. So I'm a little confused.
Ask your Hindu friends if they would walk around with like a swastika brandished.
This is so fucking
They know.
good. This is so
Are you Hindu?
good, yo.
I'm not Hindu.
Okay, interesting.
No.
So anyway, it was a cosmic fluke.
do you
You
think that
brandished
only,
what I.
Do you think that only Hindu people have bleach swords? Like, what's going on?
We're discussing
So-
the symbol, not the sword. Okay, go ahead. So you think it was a cosmic fluke? There was 10 swords. He magically picked that one.
I can't. I'm
and
speculating
he
on
lifted
the
up.
decision making
If
of
it was a
person
mistake, he could have
who I
deleted
am
it.
not. I'm not him.
Go ahead,
I
ask
don't
me-
know. Again, I'm gonna repeat myself here. I think I'm doing.
You
this
don't
a
need
lot.
to. Go ahead.
I am not.
Ask me the next
iDubbbz.
question.
I don't know what was going
I'm not
on in his
accusing you of being
mind.
iDubbbz, Hassan, but you're acting like you're incapable of making value judgments on things because you're not
No, because
iDubbbz.
I already made the value judgment. I think you're being crazy.
Okay, well, Mr. Microaggressions thinks I'm being crazy. Very good. You have no problem telling Jewish people they're being crazy on what?
Yes.
It's like a blatant fuck. Go ahead, ask me the next
Yes.
question.
Yes, I don't.
Do you think
I don't have a
if you
problem
could go
telling
back,
you're being crazy right now. You being Jewish has nothing to do with this.
Sure,
Being Jewish?
I'm sure it doesn't. Do you think going back that it was a mistake to use that sword?
No way.
I don't really care about this at all.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that really shows where you're at on this. Go ahead and ask me a question.
Okay. So.
Oh shit! Ethan's
Jesus.
clapping him out.
Oh my
Since
God.
you believe that Israel is committing a genocide, what are the appropriate steps that people can take, both in the Western world and also regional actors can take against this entity doing a genocide by your own admission, that you would consider to be appropriate? Because it feels like throughout this entire process, you have set boundaries on what you think
just
is
killing
inappropriate.
civilians. That's the boundary.
As you have set boundaries on what you think is inappropriate.
Killing civilians.
And time and time again has said is outright anti-Semitic.
My boundary is killing civilians.
Okay, that's great. So
is that unreasonable?
That's a perfectly reasonable boundary to set.
Okay, good. So then
we
we don't disagree.
Agree with you on that. Great.
Great.
Okay.
So let me ask you the next one. Let me ask you about this Sabra tier list.
Hold on. I have a. Can I? Let me finish.
Well,
you
even in that.
Answer. Go ahead. You could go on a little bit more.
Okay. So hold on. Everyone is complaining about my volume on my side because we're using Zoom instead of Discord. So my fucking audio.
It's fine. Take your time to get the audio.
My audio keeps going up and down. Okay. So one of the first conversations that we had, you and I had, that led to the Leftovers podcast ending was that you considered "From the River to the Sea, Palestine will be free" to be an anti-Semitic slogan.
A lot of people think that.
Jews feel like this is an exterminationist slogan, and Jews fear this slogan in the United States of America.
Correct.
If you think that Israel's doing a genocide, do you feel like it is appropriate for Westerners in the United States of America and Palestinians and people of Palestinian descent to be able to use emancipatory slogans, or should they go to jail under the Trump administration?
Okay, I mean, these are pretty extreme questions. Now, I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just trying. All I was trying to do.
Question is what's happening right now.
Bro, do you want me to answer?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain the Jewish perspective. I'm not trying to make a value judgment of it. But what I will tell you is that how do you feel about Norm Finkelstein?
Love Norm. I know he has said that it
Here's what he had to say about this.
I know what he said.
No.
Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it.
Hassan, I want the audience to see this video.
This is not going to be a gotcha moment for you because I know Norm's position.
Good. I'm glad you know. Let's let the audience know.
Let's hear it. I don't know it.
Hassan, let the audience watch the video.
Play it.
I can have a nuanced.
He's talking over it.
Reasonable disagreement.
He's talking over it.
That I actually
so that's
play the video.
But
so it's nuanced and understandable with Norm. Let the audience watch the video, Hassan.
Okay.
Palestine will be free.
Let me go back. Yeah. Here's the Norm Finkelstein, a prominent figurehead in the
this is
Palestinian,
crazy.
Liberation movement.
I know. I have more
talking over me.
Disagree with him on
the video.
Wow, this shit is insane.
I know the slogan from the 1960s, the 1970s. It was a bad slogan then, and it's a bad slogan now.
Guys, don't fight, please.
When you say "from the river,"
Someone's gonna hit me with the Cherry Act.
To the sea, Palestine will be free. Obviously, a question arises. Okay, what happens to the Jews in that scenario? And some people will say, well, all it's about is everybody being free. But that's not what the slogan says. So I have, in recent weeks, I have voiced my concern that it's a bad slogan. And I said, just change it, tweak it. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And you can't answer that slogan because all you're talking about is equal rights for everyone. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And I've encountered
I don't know if he actually means the one vote thing, because I think what he's saying is good in that from the river to the sea, Palestinians will be free. which I think is good. You're
Norm
laughing
has
at
also
Norm.
routinely talked at campus encampments, college campus Palestinian encampments as to, I'm not going to make much hay about the slogan in general. There's plenty of other slogans.
Well,
that
you're willing
are,
to listen to him, but when I say it, it becomes a big controversy. I literally,
no, I'm
not.
telling
It's
you
not
that
even my
I can
opinion.
have a disagreement with him on that, and you're forgetting one key factor.
What's that?
Okay, you're forgetting one key factor. Norm Finkelstein still ultimately will always say, while I disagree with the slogan because I think it scares people, it ultimately does not matter, and I'm not going to stand in opposition to it. He doesn't say it's anti-Semitic.
When have I opposed
He doesn't
it?
say it is extermination.
When have I opposed
he says
it?
That's what people think.
When
if
have
you
I
think
opposed
that,
it?
If you think that Norm Finkelstein would be in agreement with you in any way,
literally is
shape,
in
or
agreement
form
with
on
me.
any issue, please have a conversation with him.
He's literally in agreement with me, like verbatim.
Okay. No,
actually,
that's
even
great.
more.
You said it was anti-Semitic. Norm doesn't think it's anti-Semitic.
Hassan, do you
I
remember
want
me
you to
advocating
ask
against
Norm
it?
Finkelstein,
Do you
I
remember
want
me
you to ask
advocating
Norm
against it?
Finkelstein if he agrees with you on anything.
Sure, I'll ask Norm Finkelstein. Do you remember me denouncing that statement and saying people shouldn't say it?
I believe in our conversation.
No, it
you
didn't
said
happen.
Was
You're lying.
You said it was anti-Semitic.
I said it's perceived that way by Jewish people. All right, let's move on. The Sabra tier list.
Norm
now,
does not believe it's an anti-Semitic
Very
slogan.
good. I'll ask him about it. Now, let me ask you about
Are you actually going to do that? Because that would be
Yes,
wonderful.
He did the Sam
talk
Cedar
about it.
interview.
We'll have a great conversation about From the River to the Sea.
Is it? Wait, can I ask you a question?
No. It's my turn.
Okay,
You spoke,
go ahead.
and now it's my turn.
You know what? You go ahead.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate that. That's very gracious of you.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's just a back and forth conversation, but
Yeah.
you seemingly have a lot of grievances not pertaining to the actual issue at hand.
I don't know. The issue, my friend, the issue at hand is your behavior.
No, I think the issue at hand is the genocide.
Well, we seem to be coming at this from two different angles, which is great, right? So let me ask you this. Hold on. You said it's my turn to ask, so let me do that.
Hassan,
is it my turn to ask a question or what?
That there's a genocide. You already recognize that Israel is committing a genocide.
I can care about two things, Hassan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
Don't you think?
I can care about two things, my friend.
Incredibly narrow framework
Very
surrounding
easy.
your own personal feelings.
I'm not that smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay. No,
even if one is
too.
more urgent than the other.
You think your own personal feelings born out of your misunderstandings is more important.
Did I say that? I said one is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
Oh, okay. So you recognize that
Hassan,
the genocide is a more urgent
Hassan,
issue.
please let me ask a question.
Christ.
Almost all of your commentary surrounding this issue on talking about your own personal feelings and how you've been wronged by people.
Fucking God.
Very good. Let me ask you. So you claimed on.
Wait, can you answer that question?
No, Hassan, you asked your question. It's my turn. I talked about how gracious you were, man.
Holy fuck.
Wait, but
I said you're so gracious. You're gonna let me ask you a question.
Oh my God.
Don't make me take it back. All right, let me ask you a question.
Sense to you?
Hold on to that. Ask me after this. You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it, despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming.
No, that shit racist, bruh.
That participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes.
Hello?
With pleasure.
And
yeah, come in right now.
And yeah, it's not.
It's insane.
Even
no, that shit is racist, bro.
I mean, not racist.
Let me ask you a
the
question.
cracker band that Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
Like, it's not about fucking hummus. They're lying. That's a lie.
This is the thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this, Hassan.
Oh.
Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Oh, no.
Whoa, answer the question.
Oh,
what, you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz.
Oh, but you can't make value judgments suddenly on your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
We all know why it's been at the bottom.
Well, I do.
I don't.
Everybody knows
why.
why.
Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also
probably
a
because he's
massive
Jewish?
fucking what?
Because it's the most most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Do you think Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why he would be on this?
100% without a doubt, yes.
Man.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hold
go ahead,
on.
take your time. I know it's a lot to process.
Okay. Yeah, this is a lot to process.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough. You really don't know what to say because it looks pretty bad.
No, because it's so fucking stupid.
Well, tell me then.
You look kind of dumb
So why
right
is Ben
now.
there?
You look kind of insane.
Okay, very good.
That's
Why is Ben
I'm
there?
having a hard time. Like, I don't know why fucking Frogan made this thumbnail. And
Why
I
is
don't
Ben
care.
there?
I don't have any issue with this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
Because he's a prominent defender of Israel.
You're quick to
suspect.
say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro, of all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian Zionists, why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro and F Tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube?
Yes, but you know.
Like the swastika, huh? These are two cosmic coincidences, eh? Hassan, they're really stacking up.
Second point placed upon him.
The tier list that we're talking about was literally
This is so
designed
much
by
better than I ever
a
expected.
Jewish content creator who
This is
advocated to ban, and he got banned.
Very good,
His name
and
is
I'm glad he
Rafi.
did.
You
He
called
definitely
him a
deserved
token
it.
Jew. You called him a token
And
Jew.
I still stand by that. The man is just yeah.
So you get to draw swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there is a tier list here where Sabra
This is
hummus
Frogan's tier list. This is her.
Is the lowest. The Sabra hummus, liking Sabra hummus, is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
And the highest tier is being able to get a Habibi pass. You, as a Jew, get to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the Pope of the Jews.
I didn't. I'm not determining what they can do, but this is
what's going on.
This is Frogan's bit. This is her stage. This is her bit. I mean, you can say the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything, but that's not true.
Wait, so you get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra hummus is dog shit.
He can say whatever he wants. I'm not criticizing.
So
By the way, you think that my criticism is that he doesn't like Sabra hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beef? Hold on. What are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream
Isn't that
soda.
who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS
Are you
national
sure?
BDS list.
We'll double check.
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, we'll double check that. It's not about Sabra hummus, and like let's not be obtuse.
Actually, the BDS one is actually pretty funny too, because like you've been, you consistently talk about, consistently talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said stop drinking Diet Coke, it was not on the Palestinian National Committee's official BDS list.
Yes, it was.
And ever since it has been on that official BDS list,
you're lying.
I have not drank Diet Coke or purchased any Diet Coke.
Please
at all.
push this.
You're lying.
Please
it
push
was on the
this.
list.
Please.
Wait,
Please.
what?
This is so stupid.
Yeah, it was
Please
on the list.
push
You're
it.
lying.
Please.
What was on the list?
Coke.
Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke.
You said, you know what's
Coke.
funny? You told her.
Oh my god!
It's like
you remember
this is entertainment.
You remember what you told her? You said, "I'll just put it in a cup."
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions list. Ethan.
Shit's crazy, bros.
Okay. It's not about Sabra hummus, just so you know. Like, let's not be silly about this.
What is it about?
It's about what's Sabra means a Jew born in Israel. It's an Israeli company. Everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli hummus. It's been on the BDS list. Everybody knows the connotations of Sabra hummus, right?
Do you guys think that tier list was racially
I don't like
motivated?
Sabra hummus either. We're not talking about hummus. What I don't like is anti-Semitism perpetuated by your friends and swept by you. Now, why is Ben Shapiro in the F tier? That's a cosmic coincidence? Okay, let's move on. Very good.
Ethan,
go ahead. Next question.
Again,
it's so disingenuous.
I know it's.
And I don't know
I know.
why.
How can I make value judgments on my friends I've been defending?
Dr.
For 2
Pepper
years.
is on the list.
Also,
who can say
there is a tier list in front of me, and it seems like
Dr. Pepper is indeed on the list.
Both
Ben
Jewish
Shapiro and me are in the F tier.
On the Loves Sabra tier list.
You're looking at the end. I'm looking at the thumbnail, bro. I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I know, but first of all, again, I'm making inferences about editorial decisions that other people have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point.
Sure.
But you know, it's
Are you not embarrassed by this
joke.
armpit hair? It's so cringy, bro. It's like so weird. I'm glad you changed that finally. On a separate note.
What?
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also, ironically wearing a Rolex hat, which is like probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a free Rolex hat from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
you're oh wow, who knew? So anyway, Ben Shapiro was accidentally in the F tier.
What does this have to do with anything? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I know,
what's
it's confusing. It's very confusing for you. It's like a car crash, I'm sure.
So why do you think there's a
so
Jewish
this is a
man
cosmic
A
mistake.
tier
Let's move
on the tier list? If you think that it's like all about anti-Semitism and
do you think that this is at least a bad coincidence?
No, I don't.
Well,
if white people did this about white and black, they'd all be
I don't think it's a
perma-banned.
bad coincidence at all.
Everybody
I think
knows it.
you're trying to find
Everybody knows it.
like any
Of course.
incidents.
The
that
Jewish
even
man
come
is
across as
crazy.
remotely
He sees
anti-Semitic, and you're
anti-Semitism
having a really
everywhere.
hard time.
Those
If
are
you
just
want
cosmic
my perspective,
mistakes.
I'm telling you. If you want my perspective, I'm
Mark's
giving
had
it
a
to you.
Rolex hat?
I think genuinely, okay, I think genuinely, at a time when there is unprecedented levels
Yes,
of
I know. We can't
open
talk
out
about
and
anything else. That's very
anti-Semitism,
convenient for you.
at a time when there's unprecedented levels of out and about anti-Semitism with incredibly prominent, oftentimes right-wing conservative figureheads actively talking about Jews, okay, in deeply anti-Semitic fashion, you have lasered in on people that you can't even actually catch, quote unquote, dead to rights because they're not anti-Semitic.
Well, they're not
And
wearing a
you
shirt
want
that says,
to
I
make
hate
them-
Jews, but
it
they're walking
seems to
around
me- it
swastikas
seems to me
and
like
doing
you-
tier lists with Jews on the bottom. I mean, that's as
It
close as you
seems
can
to
pretty
me
much fucking
like
get without them
you-
just saying, I hate Jewish people.
Ethan, it seems to me like
And I
you
think you're
want
acting really
them
silly and
to be
obtuse right now. The
anti-Semitic.
guy who's all about microaggressions and understand the perspective of minorities and stuff, telling a Jewish man that he's hallucinating anti-Semitism and won't even
I am doing
concede
that.
that this looks bad. Okay, fantastic.
No, you're hallucinating
It looks
anti-Semitism
awful.
in this
That's why Twitch
circumstance.
banned
Very
them.
good.
I'm not saying anti-Semitism is not
It
a
does.
prominent fixture of American politics.
Very good.
I actually do think that anti-Semitism has exploded
brave of you
in
to say.
popularity
Very
in
brave.
American politics, especially. So that's not my point at all. I'm saying you individually right now
So-
wish that these people were anti-Semitic.
I
So you're
really
trying
don't.
to find anything you can hold on
He
to.
wants
really
them to
not a
be
stretch,
anti-Semitic.
None of those people are me. So I don't know why.
Let's stop with the
we've
value judgment
devolved the
thing. Like, you can't make a
conversation away
decision. It sounds
from-
stupid as hell, dude.
Wait,
Let me
I
ask-
sound stupid as hell? What?
No, when you go, I can't draw, I'm not them. I mean, it's...
I mean, I don't know why you're asking me what their genuine decision making.
Why would I want my
is,
best
and I don't
friend
know.
Idubbbs to
I
be
can't tell you
anti-Semitic?
what their
Why
process
would I
was.
want
But
my
I don't
best
think
friend
it's an
Idubbbs to be
issue.
anti-Semitic? Why would I want that? You think I enjoy my friends and people around me
Can I
being
be honest?
anti-Semitic?
Do you want me to tell you why?
I would love
I don't think you're
to
gonna
do-
like the answer.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Go ahead.
Okay, you want everyone that has criticized you to be anti-Semitic?
No.
To
Oh,
deflect
man.
criticisms against Israel.
This is,
And that if they
what
are
an
actually
analysis.
out and about anti-Semites, that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable, like
Yes.
you've won the argument in your mind, and that your community would also finally go, oh yeah, you're right, you're a permanent victim in this situation.
Mhm.
But because there's an unimaginable amount of anti-Semitism everywhere online, it comes across as shocking that you laser in on what you perceive are dog whistles when they're very clearly not even dog whistles at all. And I'll give you an
Because there
example
were
of
direct
this.
attacks on him.
Something that you
That's the reason
did
why.
that I found very funny was
It's obvious.
you tweeted, or you don't tweet, sorry. You Instagram posted about my Theo Vaughn podcast appearance.
Sure did.
My Theo Vaughn podcast appearance where you were like, oh, I can't believe Theo Vaughn didn't actually ask him about his like dangerous anti-Semitism
Yeah.
or any number of different things
That was on the
in the
bingo.
conversation.
Wow.
Including, I think you talked about Rick Scott. Now, we did actually talk. Theo Vaughn and I did actually talk
Let's
about
pull
Rick
that
Scott.
clip
I'm
up,
sure you didn't
Hassan.
see that. But hold on. Let me finish. But what I found very strange about that was the fact that Theo Vaughn, and I didn't even know this at the time, the day prior to me, had actually interviewed Candace Owens. I think you and I both agree that Candace Owens is an anti-Semite, right?
I think that he was on that 1-2 punch.
Okay.
What? Bow, bam.
Do you think
You hit him
do
with
you
that
think,
anti-Semitism,
Ethan,
boy.
No, Ethan. As
Think
your
he was
former
on a
podcast
vibe.
co-host, as your former podcast co-host, do you think that I am anti-Semitic, one, and if I am, if you think I am, do you think I'm as anti-Semitic as Candace Owens?
So yes, I think you're anti-Semitic at this point. I'm comfortable saying that. Are you
At
as
this
anti?
point.
Well, let me finish.
Okay,
let me
let's
finish.
move
You
on
asked
from
me two
Krogan,
questions.
and let's address
No.
what
You
think
asked
I'm
me.
doing that's
Hold the
anti-Semitic.
phone. You asked me two questions together. I'm going to answer both. You said, "Do you think I'm anti-Semitic?" After talking to you so far today, I can say unreservedly yes. I think that you are more anti-Semitic than Candace Owens? No. But I think your form of anti-Semitism is way more destructive and sinister. Candace Owens is outright. Hold on there, Hassan. This is an important question.
You think I'm anti-Semitic now? Because 2 days ago you said I wasn't.
I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
Your form of
yesterday, I think. Or 2
anti-Semitism
days ago?
is way more insidious because it's silent, it's tricky. She's out there just saying what she believes, and I respect her for that. Nick Fuentes is just out there. Nobody knows that what's his stance on Israel. Candace Owens' stance on Israel. But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the oppressor.
What?
Always. Everything. And by the way, you spent the first part of this debate calling me insane for what I think most people would perceive as blatant, obvious anti-Semitic acts.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now and
let's
think
not
that
worry
this
about
is
that.
A
Let's
sign of mental sanity.
Well, we'll have time to poll the audience afterwards. So let's continue.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Going back to the Theo Von situation, and you said I'm anti-Semitic, right? Yesterday you said, or 2 days ago, in the aftermath of the Sam Cedar conversation, you said I'm not anti-Semitic. So what has changed in that process? Is it this conversation
That's
that
a
you
good
and I
question by
had?
Hassan.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
Here's the clip, by the way. You accused me of not.
That it won't, is it?
You accused me of not mentioning that Theo Von did not ask you about Rick Scott. Let's go back and watch the clip.
Because, no, I said I didn't say.
Bro,
in the
you
clip. I
literally
said
look
in
like
your
the dude from
Instagram
Beetlejuice. That's
story.
crazy. The
On your
small head guy.
Ethan, I use my words very carefully. I said in the Instagram story that you
Small
posted. I
head
don't watch
guy,
your
Beetlejuice.
stream that much. I don't. I only
In the
see
waiting
like
room.
bits and pieces of
Bro,
it.
that's crazy. Do you see the resemblance?
What?
You're this guy
God.
from Beetlejuice. In this photo, you have like the same coat and shit.
Yeah.
It's
That's you are a comedian.
I sure am, buddy. I see you laughing. All right. Anyway, so you accused me of misrepresenting what happened. Let's play the clip.
Ethan looks like an asshole by bringing that up.
$800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid that they want to cut. Mike Johnson goes on stage, says, goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, "Oh, there's a lot of fraud happening." There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the providers.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday.
Wow.
Because
Sorry
Liz,
about that one day.
Yeah. So you just got back.
I'm sorry.
Libs at TikTok was like posting about how
Guys, I'm just so into it right now.
and they misconstrued it as though it
I'm
was a
also
call to action
eating.
to assassinate a sitting
why are you
US
showing me
senator.
this?
Well, you're saying I didn't bring this up, but or I'm saying that Theo didn't bring this up. He
Misconstrued.
didn't. You brought it up, framed it in your own way to basically preempt a tough question.
Ethan, I said on the Instagram story that you posted about me, Dan, can you switch it back to Ethan?
Don't switch it back, Dan. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm switching it back.
Okay.
1 second.
All right, thanks, Dan.
I know, man.
This looks ridiculous on
It
my
sure
end.
does, buddy.
I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, this was
And
if
it's
you
not
want,
just
you can
'cause of the
also pull
video.
up the post as well, but the post I was referring to was make sure Theo knows how you feel about hosting a terrorist adjacent content creator, and I believe there was another post about it or something.
Is it a terrorist adjacent?
Again,
I said I said he was irresponsible to platform you and not ask you difficult questions.
yeah. So the question I have for you once again is like he had Candace Owens on. Like, do you feel like that's a little bit more damaging in terms of spreading potentially anti-Semitic narratives, or do you think that anti-Semitism is when you feel bad personally, and that could be any number of different things that I've done in any given moment?
Yes, I think you were just as bad as her in your own special way, and that's why.
You think
and
I'm
you guys
just
were
as
hitting that
bad
same
as
flavor.
Candace Owens
Yes.
on anti-Semitism
Yes.
in my own special way.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Very
All right,
good.
Cool.
Very good. So let me ask you a question.
Can you explain-
Hassan, can I ask you a question?
Can you now officially? not talk about like Rogan or anyone else and tell me why I'm anti-Semitic?
Well, we're kind of getting
2
there.
days ago, you said I wasn't, but
I already-
also for a year.
You're repeating yourself.
Well, I am, because you haven't answered this question.
I have literally answered it probably 2 times.
anti-Semitic.
The reason
For
that
a
I'm saying you're
year-
anti-Semitic
for
is
a
because how you
year-
responded to my question at the beginning of this interview.
Ethan, for an entire year, you called me a virulent anti-Semite,
No,
a rabid anti-Semite.
never did.
You did. You did.
Did
You went
not.
back and
I
forth
have
on
actually
it. Even
went back
Ben
and checked.
you on it.
I had said that
Even-
you've spread anti-Semitism and stuff, but I never called you an anti-Semitic. I went back and checked.
So
You're
I was
lying.
just simply spreading
Yeah,
anti-Semitism.
I mean, it's a difference.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, can I ask you a
Tier
question?
list is about Habibi, not Sabra. You're conceding to the framing. Yeah, we're not conceding to anything. I don't want to even talk about the tier list anymore. Stop it. Okay.
Is he reading
Okay,
chat?
let me ask my turn.
Is he reading
Do you
chat?
think it's
All right, your
appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
No.
Here,
I don't,
for
I don't
example,
think
is
it's
someone
appropriate.
using
But
it
if you're talking about
anti-Semitically.
me saying that Ethan Klein and
here's
ADL
another clip.
in unison.
Hassan, let me finish.
got
You're
people
getting ahead of yourself,
deplatformed, then
buddy.
yes, I do. I do think that that's
You're getting
that's
ahead
a
of
valid
yourself,
thing
man.
to. That's a valid thing to not only speculate, but also
Hold the
I stand on that for
phone.
sure.
Hassan, I'm getting there. You're getting ahead of
Mm-hmm.
yourself, buddy. Here's an example of it being used in an anti-Semitic way. I'm sure you'll agree. Timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you in
Who
the
is this?
ADL.
What is this?
This is your fan who ran up on me on Rodeo.
Who the fuck is this guy? My fan?
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember this.
This?
you remember.
Wait, is this the?
This is the
wait,
guy that
why-
wanted to
Yeah,
give
you
you a
remember.
hug.
Wait. No. This is
Yeah.
the guy that you claimed was my fan, right? He was
Well,
calling me
'cause
the
he wanted
I
fucking
mean,
to
there's a
hug
clip
Hitler
of being
on
like,
the
yo,
time. He's
I
not a
love
fan.
this dude. Anyway, who cares if he's your fan or not?
No.
The point is,
No. Hold
no,
on.
it doesn't.
Hold on.
No,
You brought this dude
it doesn't
up.
matter.
And
I'm
I
showing
believe this
him
is not
as an
the first time
example
you
of
brought
you.
this dude up. It does matter. It
Okay,
does
fine.
matter.
He's
You
not a
brought him
fan.
up.
I don't care.
You
Listen,
brought him up. Wait, what do you mean you don't care?
if I brought
you
him
don't
up,
care.
Hassan, if I brought him up, let me finish
that
my
person
point.
Is not a fan of mine.
Save
why
it.
Why did you make it seem like that
Hassan.
person was a fan of mine then?
Let me get to there, okay? You asked me.
No,
It's
get
my
there
turn
right
to
now.
ask a question. Just because
Why
I
do you
brought
think
him
this
up
random
doesn't give
fucking
you the
guy is a
space
fan
to
of mine,
interject.
Ethan? Is it because he rolled up to me
Let
and
me
tried
finish.
to fucking clout farm?
Well,
is
he-
that why?
Yes.
At the
Okay, thank you
encampment
very
where I was
much.
very clearly disturbed by his presence?
Hassan,
Is
I
that
think
why?
you know where I'm going, and I think you're scared. Yeah,
Ethan,
let me.
can you answer the question?
let me-
Why did you falsely claim
How
that
is
this
this-
fucking
Because he's
random
on
dude
video
who
saying
does
he
not
loves
like
you, that you're
me
his favorite
is a
person in the
fan of
world. What do you
mine?
mean?
Didn't you use? Wait.
All right, Hassan,
Didn't
here you
you
go,
use
buddy.
him approaching
Here we
you?
go. You wanted it.
Didn't
I've
you
got
use
it.
him
Bro, I love
approaching
you.
you?
Hassan, can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so
I
sweaty, bro.
love you.
I'm so
I
sweaty.
love you, bro.
I love you,
I
bro.
have to
Like
interview
this
you.
is
You're
an
like my hero,
environment
bro.
of,
You're the GOAT.
You're
For
the
me?
coolest guy in the world, bro.
Wow, how crazy.
You look gay in that
I'm
one.
fucking.
I'm about to-
Is this another
Call my
hysterical
boy.
delusion?
Yes, it is, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Because
Wow,
we spent a
dude, I
good
love
deal
you.
of
You're the
the
GOAT,
encampment.
bro.
We spent a good deal of our time in the encampment. If you watch the unedited full live stream,
Oh,
we spent a good
God.
deal of
I've
the
seen it.
entirety of the encampment running away from him because
Well,
he kept
listen.
trying to ask me dumbass fucking questions.
Okay, but that's
for
got
his
nothing to do with
own
he's a fan.
Dumbass.
Listen,
for his own
Hassan,
dumbass
please.
podcast.
You're derailing
I-
this, and I need to
I'm
make
not derailing it.
You
it's
absolutely
not called
are.
derailing when I'm telling you I was there and I'm telling you
Okay,
the situation.
very good.
You are nefariously making it seem as though this person is a massive
Do I
fan
need
of
to
mine.
play the clip
He was just
again?
trying to cloud chase.
I'll play it again. You know, I'm fuck.
You can play that clip again.
Oh my God,
Bro,
bro,
I
I
had
love you.
subtitles.
Hassan, can I give you a hug,
Can
bro?
you play
so
the
sweaty,
Can you
bro.
play
I
the
love
clip
you, bro.
where he
I'm so sorry.
openly
I love you,
admits he
bro.
doesn't know who I
I have
am
to
and
interview
asks
you. You're like
people
my-
around?
you're my hero,
Because that
bro.
also
You're my hero, bro. I love you.
You're the coolest guy in the world.
You're the
bro.
coolest guy in the world.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one.
I think I look gay in that one.
3, 2,
Ethan.
1.
Ethan.
Yes, sir.
Ethan.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
If you think he was a fan of mine, why'd you call him a Sneeko fan when you interviewed him?
Because he's both. I mean, surely there's crossover.
Oh, there's a crossover.
Do I need to play the video again?
Okay,
I'll
well,
do
my,
it again. Fuck
my,
it.
My
Yeah.
producer
I'll
and my
play it
camera
again.
op,
Oh my
March.
God,
My
bro,
producer
I
and my
love you.
camera op,
Hassan,
March,
can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so
was
sweaty, bro.
there.
I love you, bro.
I'm so
I
sweaty.
love
This
you,
is
bro.
amazing.
I have
Right
to
now.
interview you. You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you, bro.
Oh
You're
my
the
God.
coolest guy in the
Ethan.
world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay.
Listen, he might not be a fan, but you can't accuse me of being delusional for saying that.
You
That's-
are delusional.
Okay, very good.
You
I'm
are.
delusional. Let me get to my point, please.
I mean,
so
you-
I'm not even asking you to endorse this guy. I'm just simply showing you.
I don't endorse him.
I know you
and
don't.
he's not a fan of mine. So why did you claim that he was a fan of mine Because he
I'll
fucking
play it
clout
again.
chased.
I mean, I feel like we're running
Because he
in
was
circles,
clout
but I'll play
chasing
the
at a
clip
fucking
again.
Palestinian encampment? That's why? That's all it takes for you?
No, it was when he said, "You're the GOAT. You're my hero. I love you."
He didn't know who I was. He was just saying that so he could fucking ask for
He
an
literally
interview for his
recognized
podcast,
you.
for his PUA podcast.
Okay, who cares? I don't care. So let
Wait,
me move
now
on.
you don't
Do you
care.
want to talk about this
It
for
seems
2
like
hours, or do you want to actually have a
it seems like
conversation?
this is wait, well, hold on. You can't just say you don't care all of a sudden when you look like a fucking asshole for falsely
Now he's
claiming
getting
that
mad.
some random
Okay,
here
person
we
who
go.
stalked you is a fan of mine. You said he was a fan of mine in, I believe, in
Okay,
your
I lied.
one of your videos.
I lied
you
about
said he
him
was
being a
fan of mine,
fan.
and I was sending harassment
I
your
concede.
way.
Yes, very
Don't
good.
you think that's a big point of contention? Don't you feel like this is a big point of contention?
I concede. I want to show you an example
Do
of.
you see my side of this though?
I think
Because like
no,
a
you're being dishonest.
a random Sneeko fan comes up to me,
A random Hassan
wants the
fan
clout
comes up
chase,
to you.
and you wants the clout chase, and you turn around and you say that he is a fan of mine to prove a point, to make a false point that to imply that I'm sending people to harass you.
That's
Do you
not what I
feel like
implied.
that's appropriate?
That's a total lie. I have never accused you of anything of the sort. That is an outright horrific.
You did not imply that this person that was a fan of mine
Yes,
was
I did.
actually harassing you.
Yes. Now that's a big logical leap, Hassan, from he's a fan of yours to you're sending people to harass me. That's fucking insane. And by the way, I mean, you are a liar. You know that, right?
Did he not harass you?
Bro, what are you talking about? Did you
he not
send him?
harass you?
Did you send him to harass me? No.
You are a liar. You know that, right?
Yes.
You imply in your video that he was a fan of mine.
Go ahead. When you're done,
leading the audience to believe.
I'll wait.
Leading the audience to believe. Here,
Bro, we haven't
by the way,
even
Dan,
gotten
if you
into
wanna
the
play
good shit yet.
This supposed
You
fan
know
of
this,
mine,
right?
Since you
Y'all
guys
know
are
this.
playing clips over there.
By the way, this was
Whose
this
side
was
are you
he
on?
turned on you
Timestamp.
when he saw that you support trans rights. I know. He spoke ill of
Um,
you.
No. Even
Ethan
before
Klein right
he
now.
actually
Who cares?
meets
I'm not
me-
even matter. I don't
Like,
care about
Gets
this guy.
better? Oh yeah.
No,
I guarantee you.
I'm on Ethan's side because his argument's better than Hassan's.
Here, and
I'm-
you used him
You didn't
in
even
the
let me
past.
explain.
Hassan's trying to gaslight Ethan Klein right now.
Like I was sending
Bro,
you
Well,
you're
Ethan Klein was just
terrified.
slamming
You
him
know
with
where this is
facts.
going.
I have no
I
idea
prefer
where you're
arguments that
going.
are like that.
This has been a journey.
Well, how about you let me fucking speak, and then we can figure out. We can take
Okay,
the
all
journey
right, let's
together.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
Ethan
go
was
on a
fucking
journey.
pressuring the
this
dude.
clip
Take
is
us on
just
an
an
adventure.
example. Not that you're endorsing him. Not that
can
he's
you
a
play,
fan.
Can you play? Dan, I send you a
And
clip.
even when Hassan says something that Ethan has done,
It's out of my hands.
Ethan either like lets him have the point because it's not even doesn't even matter, or
Stream where he's like, "Who is this guy?"
I'll play it.
like it's so minor that it doesn't even, like doesn't matter anyway.
You guys doing interviews? I'm Palestinian. I know I look Jewish. I'm
He doesn't.
Oh, no, we're just streaming.
Israeli. I look like Israeli.
We're just, the guy, normally the answer would be yes, but he's...
Does Asmon agree with you?
You're not there.
We're just streaming.
I don't think you said anything about it. Like you just been laughing, bro. Like, cause this shit is crazy.
Talking about? You're not even
No,
present.
later.
You're out.
What?
You're out playing with swastika swords or
Yeah.
something. You're not even in this. Clip.
Dude, why aren't chat? I think he's showing it on his side. You're not
played
seeing
it.
the
And also the swastika sword
It
thing.
really is. Okay.
Like that shit is
That is the first
stupid.
introduction of this character onto the broadcast, and he doesn't know who the fuck
Right.
I am. He just sees cameras and goes, "Oh, I would like to do interviews with this person who is famous." It seems that was the whole point.
It does
The
seem
reason why
like
I showed you
Hassan
that
is right about
because He
this.
was never a fucking fan. And then when he saw the full extent of my viewpoints, he
Yeah.
started calling me the F slur. He's a Sneeko fan.
Hassan, in that clip, he doesn't see you. You're not there.
Ethan, he is a clout chaser and not
Fine,
a
bro.
fan.
I don't care. Who cares? Let me ask you
Well,
a question.
I do care because
Okay, very good.
I do care because you have made an inference.
Oh my
that is
God, dude.
erroneous.
You are
have
dragging
made
your
an
feet on this
inference that
topic,
is-
bro. It's getting ridiculous.
This is why I
Can
don't
we
even
please
believe
move
this.
on?
Now Hassan's winning.
This is
Hassan
what you
switched
said
the fucking
at
This
all.
is why I don't do
course.
it.
Hassan's winning now.
There.
This
And you
is
were
right.
never there, Hassan. Okay, let's continue, please.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is an example.
Hassan won that point.
Someone who I think is anti-Semitic. You probably agree with me on that, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. He's not a fan of
Yeah, I
yours.
think no.
He's-
I think that guy.
Yeah.
that- I mean, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
Looks
from what I've seen,
anti-Semitic,
any
yeah.
number of different things I've seen from that dude, I think he's like a right-wing dating coach or something.
Yeah, he is dating money 101, baby.
I don't know.
Like and
Yeah.
sub. right, so here he is using the ADL. He accuses me of being in the ADL, and I'll play it. Operation.
Okay.
I don't know, but I heard you survived it, and I heard you survived the Holocaust.
That timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you're in the ADL, bro.
The ADL? No, I'm not. All right, so he says, I heard you're in the ADL, bro, which, like, obviously is,
okay.
You know, I perceive that as anti-Semitic.
I don't think you're in the ADL, Ethan, if that's what you're going to say.
Well, you said, and I'll quote a tweet that you made. Okay.
Yeah. Here we
go ahead.
Oh.
You said, I'll quote, he worked with the ADL to make Zionists a protected class on Twitch. Now, that is an outright lie.
I don't think it's an outright lie.
I worked with the ADL.
Bro made propaganda against
him. What does that mean?
Yeah, as in, like, worked alongside. I don't think you're in the ADL.
Oh, that's what you meant when you said I worked with the ADL. I worked beside them. Just
wow.
You didn't mean that I worked with them privately to get people banned? Of course not.
No, I do think that.
Didn't you say you choose your words very carefully?
Alongside the ADL.
You just told me briefly ago, you choose your words very carefully, Hassan.
It's pretty obvious that Hassan is implying that he worked with the ADL.
Okay, we're walking that back.
Yeah.
Sometimes I speak out of my mouth when I say you work with the ADL. Here you are again repeating the lie of Steiny on video. Go ahead. You had time to
come after me.
Oh my God.
That's propaganda. Bro's spreading propaganda.
And making these inferences that I am, and like partnering with like the ADL and
partnering with the ADL. You want to unpack that one there, buddy?
Yeah. Again, partnering with the ADL. That is precisely what took place.
I have never spoken to the ADL, so what does that mean?
I'm not saying you directed the ADL.
You know
oh!
I am implying that
How
you directed the ADL to take action.
Well,
how do you defend this?
That's a defamatory claim that has zero proof.
Just say like, yeah, I made it up.
A little Jewish conspiratorial.
If I thought that you worked
oh.
for the ADL,
you can't.
I've not spoken to the
ADL.
Ethan got him. Ethan got him.
For the ADL.
Hassan's fucked.
To me, of course, about this is that
I do not work with the ADL.
For these bans.
Hassan, I do not work with the ADL.
You were a part of the mass smear campaign.
That is not working with the ADL. Would you say that
falsely
I got nothing to do with the ADL? Blame Frogan for doing a racist fucking panel at TwitchCon that became a viral story independent of me.
Panel, Ethan.
It was.
Just like cracker is not an anti-white term.
Okay,
it is.
Except public pressure.
Wait, Hassan is stupid.
They make erroneous bans.
It's on Urban
when
Dictionary.
They don't want people coming after them.
Here's Frogan repeating the same lie that she heard from you.
Pressure on numerous instances.
This is what she learned from you.
Everything in your power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitch because I made a joke.
So she said I weaponized the ADL. You said I partnered with the ADL. You said I worked with the ADL. But you didn't mean that I spoke to them. You just meant that we were magically skipping along and happened to just, without even seeing each other, just working together in perfect harmony and love. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you're implying that I worked directly with them on this.
Who would think that based off of Hassan's language that Ethan worked directly with the ADL?
You do believe that, and
I
don't think you directly work with them. I think your goals are aligned on this.
Everyone.
Yes,
but then
everyone.
Mr. Precise words, say that. Don't say you're partnered with the ADL. Do you understand? You said partnered with the ADL. Me, a Jewish man, you accuse without any evidence at all of being partnered with the ADL.
Yes.
You're now trying to rewrite history and say I said
wow.
you were